Writing Task One Academic General maqsad ma'lumot tahlil qilib, trendlarga e'tibor qaratish, taqqoslash, o'sish, pasayish, tuzalash. Asosiy structure introduction. Paraphrase the question, write the overview. Overview. General trends, increase, decrease, similarities, differences, body paragraphs, specific data with comparisons and figures. Useful vocabulary by function. Change verbs, o'zgarishda ifodalash. English. Uzbek example. Increase oshmoq. The number of students increased significantly. Rise ko'tarilmoq. Sales rose from 2020 to 50 units. Grow o'smoq. The population grew steadily over the period. Decrease kamaymoq. The rate of crime decreased sharply. Decline pasaymoq. There was a gradual decline in experts. Remain stable, o'zgarmasdan qolmoq. The figure remained stable at 20%. Fluctuate, tebranish. Prices fluctuated between $10 and $15. Adverbs, tezlikni ko'rsatish. Dramatically, keskin. Sales increased dramatically. Steadily, barqaror. The numbers rose steadily. Slightly, biroz. The rate fell slightly. Sharply, keskin. Unemployment dropped sharply. Comparing phrases. Taqqoslash, phrase. Compared to bilan taqqoslaganda. Compared to 2000, the number doubled. In contrast, accenture. In contrast, women earned less. Whereas, saham. While A increased, B decreased. Similarly, xuddi shuningdek. Similarly, experts rose by 10%. Overview phrases. Overall, it can be seen that umuman olganda ko'rinib turibdiki, overall it can be seen that the population rose steadily. In general, umuman olganda. In general, sales increased over the period. Grammar for task 1. Structure example explanation. Past simple. Sales increased in 2005. O'tmishdagi sana bo'lsa. Present perfect. Sales have increased since 2000. Sana yo'q, jarayon hozirgacha. Comparatives. A is higher than B. Taqqoslash uchun. Superlatives. A is the highest figure. Eng yuqori qiymat. Writing task 2 essay. Maqsad. Fikr bildirish, tahlil qilish, misollar bilan asoslash. Structure 4 paragraphs. Introduction, body 1, your first main idea. Body 2, your second main idea. Conclusion. Essential linking words for introducing ideas. Firstly, to begin with, firstly, education plays a vital role. In addition, furthermore, undan tashqari, in addition, technology improves access. Moreover, yana ham. Moreover, it creates new opportunities for contrasting ideas. However, some people disagree. On the other hand, boshqa tomondan, on the other hand, it may cause problems. Although it's expensive, it's effective. For giving examples, for instance, online classes are cheaper, such as people use apps such as Duolingo for cause and effect, because since as chunky, people smoke because they are stressed. Consequently, shuning uchun, therefore the government should take action. For concluding, in conclusion, education is key to progress. To sum up, technology has both pros and cons. Useful sentence structures, giving opinion. In my opinion, I believe that technology benefits society. Passive voice. It's believed that education is the main factor. Conditional. If government invests, people will benefit. Shartli gaplarda foydali. Complex structure. Although technology is expansive, it is essential. Idea generation texnik eng muhim qism. Ko'pchilik nima yozishni bilmayman deydi, lekin muammo g'oya emas, strukturani bilmaslikda. Har qanday alsiz savolga step formula bilan fikr chiqadi. Category explanation. S. Society jamiyat uchun foyda zarar. Example topic: should students wear uniforms? Uniforms promote equality. Technology trend zamonaviylik bilan bog'liq. Modern schools focus on discipline. Economy pul xarajat saves money for parents. Psychology personal ruhiyat hissiyot increases sense of belonging. Har bir savolda shu to'rt yo'nalishdan bittadan fikr yoz, to'rtta fikr chiqadi. Bilgan grammatikani ishlata olmaslik muammosi uchun yechim. Sentence transformation mashqlarni qil. Masalan, people should use public transport. It is recommended that people use public transport. Public transport ought to be used by people. Speaking bilan birga mashq qil. Har kuni bitta topik tanla. Education, technology va 3 ta complex sentence tuz. Grammar activation notebook usuli. Har bir grammar uchun 3 ta example o'zing yoz, lekin alsiz topik bilan bog'liq bo'lsin. Masalan, if plus will. If the government invests, education will improve. If people recycle, pollution will reduce. Agar xohlasang, men senga tasquvani to'la tepat bilan shunaqa qilaman. Xo'p. Academic vocabulary har qanday mavzuda ishlaydigan so'zlar. Word phrase. Tarjima misol. Significant muhim sezilarli. There was a significant increase in population. Considerable ancha katta. A considerable amount of money was spent. Evident ayon ravshan. It is evident that education plays a vital role. Crucial hal qiluvchi. Parents play a crucial role in a child's development. Substantial muhim katta. There has been a substantial improvement in healthcare. Inevitable muqarrar. Climate change is inevitable if action is not taken. Numerous ko'plab. Numerous studies have shown the same results. Primarily asosan. The problem occurs primarily in urban areas. Natijada. Consequently, many people lose their jobs. Overall, the trend shows a steady increase. Collocations IELTS uchun zarur bo'lgan birikmalari. Misol. Make progress, taraqqiyot qilmoq. Students have made significant progress this year. Play a rol o'ynamoq. Technology plays a vital role in education. Have access to, kirish imkoniyatiga ega bo'lmoq. Not everyone has access to the internet. Take measures, choralar ko'rmoq. The government should take measures to reduce pollution. Pay attention to, e'tibor bermoq. We must pay attention to climate change. Face challenges. Muammoga duch kelmoq. Many people face financial challenges. Raise awareness. Xabardorlikni oshirmoq. Schools should raise awareness about health. Lead to olib kelmoq. Lack of education can lead to unemployment. Result in natijada yuz bermoq. Poor diet results in health issues. Contribute to hissa qo'shmoq. Renewable energy contributes to sustainability. Task 1 uchun vocabulary trends comparison data. Increase, rise, grow, climb, go up, soar, oshmoq. The number of users soared in 2020. Decrease, fall, drop, decline, reduce, kamaymoq. Sales dropped sharply in 2019. Stability, remain steady, stay constant, o'zgarmasdan qolmoq. The figure remained steady at 50%. Comparison, higher, lower than, similar to, in contrast to, taqqoslaganda. A is higher than B in 2010. Percentage, proportion, ratio, fraction, ulush. The proportion of women increased by 10%. Trend, upward trend, downward trend. O'sish pasayish tendensiyasi. There was an upward trend in income. Task 2 uchun vocabulary by topic. Environment, pollution, ifloslanish. Air pollution causes serious health problems. Renewable energy, qayta tiklanuvchi energiya. Renewable energy reduces carbon emissions. Deforestation, ormanlarda kesish. Deforestation leads to loss of biodiversity. Climate change, iqlim o'zgarishi. Climate change is one of the biggest challenges. Sustainable development, barqaror rivojlanish. Governments should support sustainable development. Global warming, global isish. Global warming is mainly caused by human activities. Education, word phrase, tarjima. Curriculum, o'quv dasturi. The curriculum should include practical skills. Literacy rate, savodxonlik darajasi. The literacy rate has increased globally. Higher education, oliy ta'lim. Many students pursue higher education abroad. Academic achievement, o'quv yutuqlari. Academic achievement depends on motivation. Learning environment, o'quv muhiti. A good learning environment encourages creativity. Economic work, word phrase. Unemployment, ishsizlik. Unemployment rates have risen recently. Inflation, inflatsiya. Inflation affects the cost of living. Job satisfaction, ishga qoniqish. Job satisfaction is more important than salary. Income inequality, daromad tafovути. Income inequality is a growing issue. Workforce, ishchi kuchi. The workforce is becoming more diverse. Health, obesity, semizlik. Obesity is increasing among young people. Mental health, ruhiy salomatlik. Mental health should be prioritized. Balanced diet, muvozanatli dieta. A balanced diet improves overall well-being. Healthcare system, sog'liqni saqlash tizimi. The healthcare system needs more investment. Technology, artificial intelligence, sun'iy intellect. Artificial intelligence is transforming industries. Digital devices, raqamli qurilmalar. People rely heavily on digital devices. Cybersecurity, kiberxavfsizlik. Cybersecurity is a growing concern. Online learning, online ta'lim. Online learning offers flexibility. Automation, avtomatlashtirish. Automation reduces manual labor. Society, crime rate, jinoyatchilik darajasi. The crime rate has decreased in recent years. Social inequality, ijtimoiy tengsizlik. Social inequality must be addressed. Cultural diversity, madaniy xilma-xillik. Cultural diversity enriches societies. Urbanization, shaharlashuv. Urbanization leads to housing problems. Aging population, qarib borayotgan aholi. The aging population increases healthcare costs. Vocabulary for expressing opinion thus too. Giving opinion. I believe that, in my opinion, from my perspective, I believe that education should be free. Agreeing. I completely agree that. I strongly support. I completely agree that public transport should be improved. Disagree. I disagree with the idea that money is the key to happiness. Balancing. While it's true that, it's also important to note that while it's true that technology isolates people, it also connects them globally. Writing vocabularyni ishlatish mashqlari. Har kuni bitta IELTS topic kaliti, masalan technology. 5 ta yuqoridagi collocationdan shu mavzuda gapda ishlat. Har bir gapni bitta grammar structure bilan bog'la. Masalan, although, if, is, believe that. Shu yo'l bilan so'zlar faol bo'lib qoladi. General academic vocabulary har qanday mavzuda ishlaydi. Significant, muhim, sezilarli. There was a significant increase in sales. Crucial hal qiluvchi. Education plays a crucial role in development. Evident ayon ravshan. It is evident that unemployment is rising. Considerable ancha katta. There has been a considerable improvement in quality. Inevitable, muqarrar. Technological progress is inevitable. Beneficial, foydali. Exercise is beneficial for mental health. Detrimental, zararli. Smoking has detrimental effects on health. Approximately, taxminan, the number increased by approximately 40%, respectively, mos ravishda. Men and women earned 40% and 35% respectively. Overall, umuman olganda. Overall, the data shows a steady growth. Linking words, biology bolalar, for adding information. Furthermore, bundan tashqari, moreover yana ham, In addition, qo'shimcha ravishda also shuningdek, all is more. Bundan ham muhimi. Example, moreover, technology makes communication faster and easier for contrasting. However, ammo on the other hand, boshqa tomondan, although, even though, garchi, whereas, while, ham, in contrast, aksincha. Example, although online education is convenient, it can be less effective. For cause and effect, because, since, as, chunki, therefore, thus, hence, shuning uchun, as a result, consequently, natijada. Example, people eat fast food more often, consequently, obesity is increasing. For instance, masalan, such as masalan, namely, yani, example, many countries such as Japan and Korea invest heavily in education. In conclusion, xulosa qilib, to sum up, xulosa qilib aytganda, in summary, overall umuman olganda, example, in conclusion, governments should prioritize renewable energy. Task 1 vocabulary grabs charts data uchun. Verbs for change. Meaning, verb, example, increase, rise, grow, climb, go up, soar. Decrease, fall, drop, decline, reduce, stay the same, remain, steady, stay constant, fluctuate, tebranmoq. Adverbs. It's clear that the most noticeable trend is eng e'tiborli tendensiya shuki bitta qo'shilganlikda. Acquires. Carbon emissions carbon chiqindilar. Carbon emissions contribute to the air pollution. Renewable energy qayta tiklanuvchi energiya renewable. Deforestation o'qidim, sustainable development o'qidim. Quality education sifatli ta'lim. Everyone deserves access to quality education. Academic performance o'qishdagi natijalar. Academic performance depends on motivation. Higher education oliy ta'lim, online ta'lim, literacy rate o'qidim, lifelong learning, umr bo'yi o'qish. Economy work. Unemployment rate, ishsizlik darajasi, job satisfaction, ishga qoniqish. Economy grows. Iqtisodiy o'sish, cost of living, yashash narxi. The cost of living has risen sharply. Minimum wage, eng kam ish haqi, work-life balance, ish va hayot muvozanati. Bularni o'qidim hammasini. Nima bitta xato qilgan tushunmadim. Take action, choralar ko'rmoq. Governments must take action to protect the environment. Make an effort harakat qilmoq. We should make an effort to recycle waste. Provide opportunities. Imkoniyat yaratmoq. Education provides opportunities for success. Impose restrictions. Cheklovni joriy qilmoq. Authorities should impose restrictions on smoking. Raise awareness. Xabardorlikni oshirmoq. Schools can raise awareness about healthy eating. Smart connectors, advanced link phrases, codes. This is mainly due to a lack of education. Emphasis. It's worth mentioning that this problem affects us. Contrast. Despite the fact that it's expensive, it is effective. Result. As a consequence, pollution levels have risen. Example: a good illustration of this is the use of solar energy. تسخن مثال بلا tahlil. Tasman Simple Line Chart qiyosiy qilib yozilgan asl graf yo'q, lekin bu shaklda ko'p uchraydi. Model answer. In the graph, the population of three age group in country is 0 to 14 years, 15 to 64 years, 65 plus years from 1990 to 2020 is illustrated. Overall, it can be seen that the middle ages group, 15 to 64, dominated throughout, while the oldest age group, 65 plus, experienced the greatest relative graphs. At the start, 1990, the 15 to 64 age group comprised about 55% of population, which gradually rose to roughly 62% by 2020. The youngest group, 0 to 14, decreased from approximately 30% in 1990 to around 20% in 2020. Meanwhile, the 65 plus age group moved upward from 15% to nearly 18% over the period. More specifically, from 1990 to 2000, the share of 15 to 64 increased modestly from 55% to 58%, while 0 to 14 dropped 30% to 25% from 2000 to 2010. The 15 to 64 age bracket continued to grow to 60%, and 65 plus also saw moderate growth from 15% to 17%. In the final decade, the trend continued. The middle group edged upward to 62%. The youngest fell further to 20%, and the oldest rose to 18%. Tahlil qism bo'yicha plus vocab plus grammar plus bog'lanish. Qism nima qilinmoqda? Vocab grammar muhimlari. Introduction. Grafni paraphrase qiladi, nima ko'rsatilganini aytadi. Illustrated age groups from 1990 to 2020. Bog'lanish, connectors va ma'no oqimi. In the graph is illustrated. Kirish mavzuni tanishtirish. Overview. Umuman trendlar ko'rsatiladi. Overall, it can be seen that dominated grades relative growth. Overall, while trendlar bir-biriga bog'lanadi. Body 1 eng katta qismlarni va ularning o'zgarishlarini tavsiflash. Comprised gradually, rose decreased approximately around at the start, which gradually rose. The youngest group, meanwhile, birinchi bo'lak so'zlar ketma-ket bog'liq. Keyingi yillardagi o'zgarishlar davr bo'lishi. From to continued to grow, moderate growths edged upwards, more specifically from while in the final decade and bo'limlar orasidagi bog'lanish. Grammar tahlili. Passive voice, passive construction is illustrated. Comparative superlative phrases, greatest, relative, growths, adverbs of degree, time, gradually, modestly, continued, preposition phrases from 1990 to 2000 over the period at the start, use of linking words while, meanwhile, more specifically in the final decade, bog'lanish, cohesive devices oqim sifatida. Overall, it can be seen that butun paragraf uchun umumiy trend. Meanwhile, bir guruhni aytib bo'lgach boshqa guruhga o'tish. From to vaqt ketma-ketligini ko'rsatadi. More specifically batafsilga kelish. In the final decade, davr bo'yicha o'tish. Task 2 plus tahlil advantage disadvantages. Task sample advantage disadvantages topic. Many people think that modern technology has made life easier and more convenient. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this trend? Model answer. Introduction. In recent decades, modern technology has become an intrinsic part of daily life. While it undoubtedly brings numerous benefits, it also introduces certain drawbacks. This essay will examine both sides before drawing a conclusion. Body paragraph 1. Advantages. First of all, technology significantly enhances efficiency and productivity. Tasks that once required hours can now be accomplished in a few minutes using computers or smartphones. For example, online banking allows users to transfer money instantly without visiting a branch. Moreover, technology facilitates communication across long distances, enabling people to stay in touch with family and friends via video calls, social media, and messaging apps. This kind of connectivity would have been unimaginable only a few decades ago. Body Paragraph 2. Disadvantages. On the other hand, an over reliance on technology can lead to social isolation. Many individuals prefer virtual interactions over face to face conversations, which may weaken interpersonal skills and emotional bonds. Additionally, privacy and security concerns are major issues. Sensitive personal data is often stored online, making it vulnerable to hacking and misuse. Furthermore, technology can contribute to unemployment, automation, and AI are replacing manual jobs, leaving many unemployed. Conclusion. In conclusion, modern technology brings both convenience and challenges. Although the advantages are compelling, society must address the negative impacts, particularly ensuring data security and encouraging reliable social interactions. Tahlil qism bo'yicha vocab grammar oqim bog'lanishi mavzuni tanishtiradi. Introduction, advantages and disadvantages aytadi. Intrinsic part undoubtedly numerous benefits, drawbacks, while it also this essay will before muqobil fikr va jang ko'rsatadi. Body 1 ijobiy jihatlarni bayon qiladi. Enhances efficiency, productivity, accomplished in a few minutes. Facilities communication, connectivity, video calls. First of all, for example, moreover, ketma-ket struktura misol bilan mustahkamlash. Body 2 salbiy jihatlarni tahlil qiladi. Over reliance, social isolation, interpersonal skills, privacy vulnerable to hacking, unemployment, automation. On the other hand, additionally, furthermore, qarama-qarshi fikrlar qo'shimchalari. Conclusion xulosa chiqaradi, muvozanatni ko'rsatadi. In conclusion, both compelling address negative impacts, although society must fikr balansini ko'rsatadi. Grammar tahlili complex sentences, subordinate clauses. While it undoubtedly brings numerous benefits, it also introduces certain drawbacks. Passive potential is stored online, making it vulnerable to hacking. Modal verbs can lead to mass address, gerund ing forms, making it vulnerable and encouraging real-life social interaction. Comparison, contrast, connection, on the other hand, moreover, conditions, hypothetical, based on the case, relative clauses, tasks that once required hours, people to stay in touch via video calls, bog'lanish, cohesive devices. First of all, boshlang'ich ijobiy fikr. On the other hand, salbiy fikrga o'tish. Moreover, additionally, furthermore, qo'shimcha fikrlar bog'lamchlari. For example, misol berish. In conclusion, although mas, xulosa va ko'prik. Essay turlariga Simon essaylar. Opinion essay, agree or disagree. Topic. Some people believe that studying at university is the best way to get a good job, while others think that gaining work experience is more important. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Band 9 Model Essay, Simon Slube. Introduction. People have different views about whether a university education or work experience is more beneficial for career success. While practical experience can provide valuable skills, I believe that obtaining a university degree is essential for long-term professional growth. Body 1. On the one hand, for work experience can be highly advantageous. People who start working early and often gain hands-on knowledge that cannot be learned in classrooms. They develop problem-solving skills, adaptability, and an understanding of the workplace culture. For instance, an individual who begins as an apprentice can progress to higher positions through experience and dedication. Such practical knowledge may even outweigh academic qualifications in certain fields such as sales or construction. But it's a view to plus opinion. On the other hand, higher education equips individuals with theoretical knowledge and critical thinking skills that are essential for many professions. Doctors, engineers, and teachers, for example, require formal training and credentials before they can work effectively. Moreover, a university degree opens to better job opportunities and higher salaries. Therefore, in my view, while experience is valuable, academic education plays a more crucial role in ensuring long-term career advancement. In conclusion, although work experience can offer immediate benefits, I believe that higher education provides a strong foundation for long-term success in most careers. People have different views. Formal opinion. While I believe that contrast plus opinion. Birinchi qatda neytral background, ikkinchisi pozitsiya. Odamlarning bu borada turli fikri bor. Menimcha, universitet darajasi uzoq muddatli muvaffaqiyat uchun zarur. Body 1. Hands-on knowledge, adaptability, workplace, culture collocations. For instance, misol bog'liqchisi. On the one hand bilan birinchi qadarashda tushuntiradi. Tajriba foydali amaliy ko'nikmalar beradi. Ba'zan o'qishdan ham muhim. Body 2. Equip individuals with critical thinking, credentials, career advancement. On the other hand, orqali qarama-qarshi fikr. Therefore, in my view, o'z fikrini mustahkamlaydi. Biroq o'qish ko'proq imkoniyat va bilim beradi. Uzoq muddatli foyda. Conclusion. Although I believe that contrast bilan xulosa. Yakunlovchi gap pozitsiya aniq. Xulosa qilib aytganda, ish tajribasi foydali bo'lsa ham o'qish mustahkam poydevor yaratadi. Grammar patternlar. Complex sentence. While practical experience can provide, I believe that passive individuals are equipped with noun phrases, long-term career advancement, valuable skills, linking words on the other hand, moreover, therefore, although discussion essay discuss both views. Some people think that children should learn how to compete, while others believe that they should learn how to cooperate. Discuss both views and give your opinion. People have contrasting opinions about whether children should be encouraged to be competitive or cooperative, while competition can motivate young people to achieve more. I believe that cooperation is a more valuable life skill. Body 1. Competition. It's true that competition can push children to work harder and reach higher goals. When they compete, they often learn discipline and resilience. For example, students in competitive environments tend to perform better academically as they strive to outperform their peers. This attitude may help them face challenges in adult life. Body 2. Cooperation. However, teamwork and cooperation are equally, if not more, important. In most workplaces, collaboration is essential for success. By learning to cooperate, children develop empathy, patience, and communication skills. Furthermore, working in teams teaches them to share responsibilities and respect diverse opinions. Therefore, in my opinion, cooperation prepares children better for real life situations. Conclusion. In conclusion, while competition can build determination, I believe cooperation fosters essential social skills that are vital in modern life society. Key vocabulary: resilience, chidamlilik, strive to outperform, boshqalardan o'tib ketishga intilish, strive to outperform, empathy, patience, communication skills, share responsibilities, diverse opinions, grammar structures. It's true that introducing an accepted fact, equally if not more, important formal comparison. Therefore, in my opinion, shaxsiy fikrga o'tish Contrast, while a competition, I believe cooperation. Disadvantages, I see. Already about technology makes life easier. Extra vocabulary, pros and cons, benefits and drawbacks, short term, long term effects on balance, the upside, downside, convenience, efficiency, isolation, privacy issues, automation, digital dependence. Passive voice is affected by complex connectors, although nevertheless, despite the fact that non-closes the factory fact that technology has transformed society cannot be denied. Problem solution is say many cities are facing serious traffic congestion. What are the main causes and what solutions can be suggested? Traffic congestion has become a major issue in urban areas across the world. It says it will examine the main causes of this problem and suggest practical solutions. One of the main reasons for traffic congestion is the growing number of private vehicles. As incomes rise, more people can afford cars, leading to overcrowded roads, and as a contributing factor is poor public transport systems. When buses and trains are unreliable, people prefer to drive their own vehicles, worsening the situation. To tackle these problems, governments should invest in improving public transportation, for instance, developing metro systems or adding bus lines can encourage people to use public transport. Additionally, implementing congestion charges during rush hours can discourage car use. Promoting carpooling and cycling in another effective way to reduce traffic volumes. In conclusion, traffic congestion stems mainly from increased car ownership and inefficient transport systems. However, better public transport congestion charges and alternative travel methods can significantly ease this problem. Key vocab: congestion, overcrowded roads, public transportation, implement charges, encourage carpooling, reduce traffic volumes, cause because of the two, as a result of. Solution to tackle this problem: one possible measure is to passive can be encouraged, improved, reduced cohesion, and other contributing factor. Additionally, moreover, two-part good direct question essay. Nowadays, many people prefer to buy ready-made food instead of cooking at home. Is this happening? Do you think this is a positive or negative development? In recent years, the popularity of ready-made food has increased dramatically. This essay will discuss the main reasons behind this trend and explain why I believe it's a negative development. The main reason people prefer convenience food is the fast-paced lifestyle. Many working adults have busy schedules and little time to cook. Additionally, technological advancements and food delivery apps make it easier to order meals with just a few taps. As a result, ready-made food saves both time and effort. Despite this convenience, this trend has negative consequences. Processed food is often unhealthy, containing high levels of sugar, salt, and fat. Over time, this can lead to obesity and other health problems. Moreover, relying too much on ready-made food weakens family relationships as fewer people cook and eat together. In conclusion, although the growing popularity of ready-made meals is driven by convenience and technology, I believe its negative effects on health and family life make it a harmful development overall. Ready-made, processed food, fast-paced lifestyle food delivery apps, unhealthy diet, family bonding, present perfect continues for trends has increased dramatically. Cause and effect as a result contrast despite the convenience, complex sentence, although I believe. Writing which must now vocabulary, grammar, summary, giving opinion. I believe that it seems to me that from my perspective I am convinced that adding ideas. Moreover, furthermore, in addition what's more contrasting, however, nevertheless on the other hand, despite although giving examples, for instance, such as namely concluding in conclusion to sum up overall on balance, showing cause effect Therefore, as a result, consequently, this leads to emphasizing, indeed, in fact, clearly it is evident that paraphrasing trend has risen, has fallen, remained stable, experienced an increase, fluctuated. Idea generate kalmastik muamma suçu içimler. Question keywords brainstorm to sides usulü. Har bir savolda keywords top e.g. technology education children. So'ng 2-3 fikr yoz. Pozitiv va negativ. Har biriga why, why sababi va natijasi. Shu 2-3 fikr bilan badiiy paragraf tayyor bo'ladi. Why example result formulas. Har bir fikrni shu tarzda yoz. People rely on online shopping because it is convenient. Why? For example, they can buy groceries from home. Example. As a result, traditional shops lose customers. Grammarlarni ishlata olmayotgan bo'lsang, template bilan mashq qil. While I believe one possible solution is to this trend can be seen as because although it's clear that idea develop qilish uchun 5W1H metodini ishlat. What, why, who, where, when, how. Har bir savolga bitta gap yozsang, paragrafingning 70% tayyor bo'ladi. Essay type, opinion, agree or disagree. Ask question. Some people think that students should be taught how to manage money at school. Do you agree or disagree? Step. Question analysis, element, example. Topic: teaching money management at school. Task type: opinion, agree, disagree. Keywords: students, manage money, school education, task requirement. Say whether you agree or disagree and support your opinion with clear reasons and examples. Step 2. Idea brainstorm. Agree tarafdan fikirlar. Schools prepare students for life. Money management, real life skill. Helps avoid doubt and overspending in adulthood. Can teach budgeting, saving, investing, improves future financial security. Disagree tarafdan fikirlar. Main purpose of school, academic, math, science, etc. Parents should teach kids about money, not teachers. Curriculum already overloaded. Manage our position. Agree. Pulni boshqarish hayot uchun zarur ko'nikma. Step 3. Essay plan. Content. Introduction. Paraphrase plus opinion. Agree. Body 1. Why money management is essential for real life. Practical skills. Body 2. Benefit for future avoiding debt, building saving habits. Conclusion. Restate opinion. Schools should definitely teach financial literacy. Step 4. Band 9 Model Essay. In today's complex financial world, learning how to manage money is an essential life skill. I completely agree that schools should include financial education in their curriculum as it equips students with practical knowledge they will need in adult life. Firstly, schools play a vital role in preparing young people for real world challenges, and financial literacy is one of the most important of these. Understanding how to budget, save, and spend wisely helps students develop responsibility and independence. For instance, if teenagers learn how to plan their expenses and track their spending, they are less likely to fall into debt later in life. Secondly, financial education benefits society as a whole. Individuals who know how to manage money make better economic decisions, which contributes to national financial stability. Moreover, teaching young people about saving and investing encourages long-term thinking. As a result, they can achieve financial security and avoid common money-related problems in adulthood. In conclusion, I strongly believe that teaching money management at school is essential. By learning these skills, early students will be better equipped to make wise financial decisions and lead more stable, successful lives. Step 5. İpeden İngilizce tahlil. Tercümesi. Intro. In today's complex financial world, formal topic introduction. Completely agree that opinion aniq equips students with practical knowledge, advanced collocation. Bugungi murakkab moliyaviy dunyoda pulni boshqarishni o'rganish muhim hayotiy ko'nikmadir. Body 1. Play a vital role. Financial literacy, budget, save and spend wisely, strong topic vocab. If teenagers learn, they are less likely to. Conditional grammar. Maktablar hayotga tayyorlaydi. Pul to'g'ri boshqarishni o'rgangan o'quvchilar qarzga botish ehtimoli kamroq. Benefits society as a whole. Formal phrase. Contributes to national financial stability, advanced structure, encourages long-term thinking, cause-effect structure. Conclusion. I strongly believe that clear restatement better equipped to make wise financial decisions. Strong closing phrase. Grammar patterns. Present simple for general truths. Schools play educational benefits. Students learn. Conditionals. If teenagers learn, they are less likely to. Nominal phrases. Financial literacy, national financial stability, linking firstly, secondly, moreover, as a result, in conclusion. Foydali vocabulary. Topic education, money. Financial literacy, moliyaviy savodxonlik. Manage money, handle finances, pulni boshqarish. Budgeting, saving, investing. Budjet tuzish, jamg'arish, investitsiya qilish. Avoid debt, qarzdan qochmoq. Long term financial, uzoq muddatli moliyaviy barqarorlik. Curriculum, o'quv dasturi. Practical skills, amaliy ko'nikmalar. Economical stability, iqtisodiy barqarorlik. Essay topic. Some people believe that unpaid community service should be a compulsory part of high school programs, for example, working for a charity, improving the neighborhood, or teaching sports to younger children. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Simon Selby, 9SC. Introduction. It's sometimes argued that high school students should be made to do some unpaid work in their local community. While I disagree with the idea of making such programs compulsory, I believe that voluntary community service brings benefits to both students and society. Elements, explanation, Uzbek, tushuntirish. It's sometimes argued that passive structure shows academic tone. Ba'zan shunday bahs yuritiladi, obyektiv ilmiy ohang yaratadi. It should be made to do. Model plus causative force idea. Majburlanish kerak degan fikrni grammatik jihatdan ifodalaydi. While I disagree, I believe. Contrast linker. While orqali balansli fikr. Men buni to'liq qo'llab-quvvatlamayman, lekin else balans muhim. Voluntary community service. Collocation. Ixtiyoriy jamoat xizmati, tabiiy birikma. Brings benefits to both. Simple but strong academic phrase. Har ikkala tomonga ham foyda keltiradi. Bu yerda both A and B parallel structure. Body paragraph. There are several reasons why compulsory community service may not be a good idea. Firstly, forcing teenagers to go to work without pay may lead to resentment among young people. They might feel that they are being exploited, and this could have a negative impact on their attitude towards volunteering in the future. Secondly, schools are already under pressure. They prepare students for exams, and adding extra responsibilities could cause unnecessary stress. There are several reasons why. Cohesive opinion. Opening for paragraph. Paragrafga kirish gapida there are reasons why. Tabiiy transition beradi. Forcing teenagers to work without pay. Gerund phrase plus prepositional phrase. Yoshlarni majburlab bepul ishlatish. Formal aniq tuzilma. Lead to resentment. Collocation. Norozilikka olib kelmoq. Altsda yuqori ball beradi. Being exploited. Passive gerund formal structure. Suiiste'mol qilinayotganini his qilish. Negative impact on attitude. Collocation. Munosabatga salbiy ta'sir. Under pressure, unnecessary stress. Idiomatic expression. Bosim ostida va ortiqcha stress, tabiiy alchitili. Body paragraph 2. On the other hand, voluntary community service can be extremely positive. Students who choose to help others learn valuable life skills such as teamwork, communication, and problem solving. They also gain a sense of achievement and a better understanding of the needs of their community. This experience can inspire them to become more active citizens in adulthood. On the other hand, the linking phrase boshqa tomondan kontrast uchun ishlatiladi. Can be extremely positive. Modal plus adverb plus adjective. Juda ham ijobiy bo'lishi mumkin. Kuchli nuqtai nazar. Valuable life skills such as collocation plus example. Hayotiy ko'nikmalar, masalan, jamoaviy ish, aloqa. Gain a sense of achievement. High level collocation. Yutuq tuyg'usini his qilish. Become more active citizens. Formal expression. Faol fuqarolarga aylanish. Altis band 8-9 uchun juda yaxshi. In conclusion, although it could be argued that making community service compulsory has advantages, I believe that it should remain a matter of personal choice. In conclusion, standard cohesive device. Xulosa qilib aytganda, although it could be argued that hedging plus contrast shunday fikr bildirilishi mumkin bo'lsa-da, formal ifoda. Remain a matter of personal choice. High level expression. Shaxsiy tanlov masalasi bo'lib qolishi kerak. Key grammar points used. Passive formal forms is argued should be made, being exploited. Modals should, can, could. Contrast clues. While I disagree, although it could be argued. Noun phrases valuable life skills, negotiate impact, personal choice. Parallel structure both students and society. Key vocabulary: resentment, exploit, valuable achievement, citizenship, voluntary, compulsory, impact, pressure, responsibility. Har bir akademik tilda ishlatiladi. Sinonimlar bilan. Word synonym o'zbekcha tarjima. Resentment, bitterness, norozilik. Exploit, take advantages of, suiiste'mol qilmoq. Valuable, beneficial, foydali. Achievement, accomplishment, yutuq. Voluntary, optional, ixtiyoriy. Compulsory, mandatory, majburiy. Simple question process diagram. The diagram below shows how instant noodles are manufactured. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Simon Selby line sample essay introduction. The diagram illustrates the process of producing instant noodles in a factory. The diagram illustrates paraphrase of the question. Diagramma jarayonni ko'rsatadi. Shows o'rniga illustrates akademikroq. The process of producing. Noun phrase plus gerund. Ishlab chiqarish jarayoni. In a factory adds precision. Zavodda joyni aniqlashtiradi. Bu altisda muhim. Overview eng muhim qism. Overall, there are 8 stages in the process, beginning with flour being pumped into a mixer and ending with noodles being packaged for sale. Grammar vocab. Overall, signpost word. Overview boshi. Umuman olganda, examiner uchun signal. 8 stages in the process. Academic noun phrase. Jarayon 8 bosqichdan iborat. Beginning with, ending with. Parallel structure. Bilan boshlanadi va bilan tugaydi. Being pumped, being packaged. Passive continuous processda har doim kerak. Quyiladi, o'riladi. Jarayon passiv shaklda yoziladi. At the first stage, flour is delivered from storage silos and then transported by a machine to a mixer. Water and oil are added to the flour to form dough, which is then rolled into sheets. Next, these sheets are cut into strips, and the noodles are shaped into discs. At the first stage, sequencing phrase. Birinchi bosqichda ketma-ketlikni ko'rsatadi. Flour is delivered, transported. Passive verbs. un yetkaziladi, tashiladi, passiv shakl jarayonga mos. Water and oil are added. Parallel structure suv va yog' qo'shiladi. Rolled into sheets, cut into strips, shaped into discs. Strong collocations qatlanmaga yoziladi, bo'laklarga kesiladi, disk shakliga keltiriladi. Which is then relative close natural connection. Gaplar orasini silliq bog'laydi. In the following stage, the noodles are cooked in oil and then dried. After that, they are placed into the cups and vegetables and spices are added. Finally, the cups are sealed with lids and labeled for sale. In the following stage, after that, finally, sequencing connectors. Keyingi bosqichda shundan keyin nihoyat ketma-ketlik ko'rsatadi. Are cooked, are dried, are pleased, are sealed, are labeled. Passive voice repetition. Jarayon passivda har doim passiv ishlatiladi. Pishiriladi, quritiladi, joylanadi, yopiladi, yorliqlanadi. Which leads and labeled for sale. Prepositional phrase plus purpose clause. Qopqoq bilan yopiladi va sotish uchun yorliqlanadi. Aniq maqsad bildiriladi. Vocabulary bank for process diagram. Sequencing at the first stage, next, after that, subsequently, finally. Birinchi bosqichda, keyin, shundan so'ng, oxir oqibat. Process verbs passive is mixed, is heated, is dried, is collected, is transported, is packaged. Aralashtiriladi, isitiladi, quritiladi, yig'iladi, tashladi, uriladi. General raw materials, manufacturing, production line, factory equipment, final product, xomashyo, ishlab chiqarish liniyasi, zavod uskunalari, yakuniy mahsulot. Grammar summary. Passive voice. Flour is mixed with water. Harakat qiluvchi subyekt emas, jarayon muhim. Sequencing first, next, then, after that, finally. Bosqichma-bosqich yozish uchun. Relative clause. Dough, which is then rolled into sheets. Gaplarni tabiiy bog'laydi. Prepositional phrases. Purpose. Labeled for sale. Stored in containers. Maqsad yoki joyni bildiradi. Hop. Sample question map diagram. The maps below show the changes in the coastal town called Port View between 1990 and 2020. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. The two maps illustrate how the coastal town of Port View changed between 1990 and 2020. The two maps illustrate paraphrase of question. Ikki xarita shahardagi o'zgarishlarni ko'rsatadi. Shows or illustrates how changes between 1990 and 2020. Simple, clear time expression. 1990 va 2020 yillar orasidagi o'zgarishlar vaqtni aniq bildiradi. Overview. Overall, Port View became much more developed and modernized over the 30-year period with new facilities such as hotels and marina replacing and the old farmland houses. Overall overview signal umuman olganda became much more developed and modernized. Comparative structure plus participle ancha rivojlangan va zamonaviylashgan. With new facilities replacing old with plus noun plus verb ing structure. Yangi inshootlar eski joylarda o'rnini egalladi. Advanced grammar. In 1990, the northern part of the town consisted mainly of farmland and a few residential houses. By 2020, these areas had been replaced by a large hotel complex and a car park. In addition, a marina was constructed along the coast, providing access for boats and tourists. Consisted mainly of past simple plus mainly focus word. Asosandan iborat edi. Had been replaced by past perfect passive. o'rnini egalladi, vaqt farqini bildiradi. 92 In addition, cohesive device bundan tashqari tabiiy bog'lovchi was constructed, passive verb qurildi. Providing access for boats. Participle clause adds details. Qayiqlar uchun kirish imkoniyatini ta'minlab. The southern part also experienced significant changes. The old houses near the main route were demolished and replaced by several apartment blocks. A small park was created in the town center while the original shops were renovated and expanded. Furthermore, a new road network was built to connect the residential area with the beach. Experienced significant changes. Collocation. Muhim o'zgarishlar yuz berdi. Were demolished and replaced by. Passive verbs plus parallel. Buzildi va o'rniga qurildi. Renovated and expanded. Academic word collocation. Ta'mirlandi va kengaytirildi. A new road network was built. Passive plus noun phrase. Yangi yo'l tarmog'i qurildi. To connect, purpose clause. Ulanish uchun, maqsad bildiradi. Overall, Portview transformed from a small rural town into a modern tourist destination with improved infrastructure. Transformed from into high-level structure dan ga aylangan. Modern tourist destination collocation zamonaviy sayyohlik manzili. Improved infrastructure academic noun phrase yaxshilangan infratuzilma. Vocabulary bank for map tasks. Change verbs. Passive was built, was demolished, was expanded, was constructed, was replaced, was converted into. Qurildi, buzildi, kengaytirildi, o'zgartirildi. Adjectives. Modernized, urbanized, expanded, developed, renovated, extended. Zamonaviylashgan, shahar holatiga kelgan, kengaygan, rivojlangan. Linking. In the north, south by 2020 over the period. Meanwhile, in contrast, shimolda 2020-yilga kelib, davr mobaynida, shu bilan bir vaqtda aksincha. Noun phrases. Residential area, commercial zone, public park, transportation network, yashash hududi, tijorat zonasi, jamoat bog'i, transport tarmog'i. Passive voice. Houses were replaced by apartments. Harakat qiluvchini emas, o'zgarishni ko'rsatadi. Past perfect passive. The area had been developed before 2020. O'tmishda tugallangan o'zgarishni bildiradi. Comparative structure. Became much more modern. Oldingi holati bilan taqqoslaydi. Participle clause. Providing access, connecting areas. Gaplarni silla bog'laydi. Simon strategy map uchun. Xo'p. The diagram below shows the water cycle. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. The diagram illustrates the process of how water circulates continuously on the Earth through the water cycle. The diagram illustrates paraphrasing of show. Diagram jarayonini ko'rsatadi. Rasmiy akademik ifoda. How water circulates continuously. Active verb plus adverb. Suv qanday qilib uzluksiz aylanishda bo'ladi. Through the water cycle. Prepositional phrase adds clarity. Suv aylanishni jarayoni orqali. Overview. Overall, the water cycle consists of three main stages: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. This natural process is continuous, allowing water to move from the surface of the earth to the atmosphere and back again. Consists of three main stages. Academic structure 3 asosiy bosqichdan iborat. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. Key process word. Bug'lanish, kondensatsiya, yog'in. In continuous state verb. Uzluksiz davom etadi. allowing water to move. Participle clause suvning harakatlanishiga imkon beradi. Gaplar orasidagi tabiiy bog'lovchi. The cycle begins when water from oceans, rivers, and lakes evaporates due to the heat of the sun. As the water vapor rises into the atmosphere, it cools and condenses to form clouds. The cycle begins when simple but clear starting phrase. Jarayon paytda boshlanadi. Evaporates due to the heat of the sun. Active verb plus reason phrase. Quyosh issiqligi tufayli bug'lanadi. As the water vapor rises, it cools and condenses. Complex sentences. Time close. Suv bug'i ko'tarilgach, u sovuq bulutlarga aylanadi. To form clouds. Purpose clouds. Bulut hosil qilish uchun. When the clouds become heavy, the water falls back to the surface as rain or snow, which is known as precipitation. Some of this water flows directly into rivers or oceans, while some infiltrates the ground to form groundwater. Eventually, this groundwater may feed spring or return to the sea, completing the cycle. When the clouds become heavy, time close plus simple present, bulutlar og'irlashganda falls back to the surface. Phrasal verb, natural tone, yer yuzasiga qayta tushadi. Is known as precipitation. Passive voice academic term. Yog'in deb ataladi. Flows, infiltrates, feed, scientific verbs. Oqadi, singadi, manbani to'ldiradi. Completing the cycle. Participle clause, final stage. Jarayonni yakunlab. Overall, the water cycle is a natural and endless process that ensures the continuous movement of water on Earth. Explanation: endless process, strong collocation, cheksiz jarayon. Ensures, academic verb, ta'minlaydi. Continuous movement, precise, scientific phrase. Process, verbs, active. Evaporates, condenses, falls, flows, rises, collects, forms, returns, bug'lanadi, kondensatsiyalanadi, tushadi, oqadi, ko'tariladi, to'planadi, shakllanadi, qaytadi. Scientific terms: vapor, precipitation, groundwater, atmosphere, surface heat, solar energy, bug', yog'in, yerosti suvi, atmosfera, sart issiqlik, quyosh energiyasi. Adjectives: continuous, natural, cyclical, constant, gradual, uzluksiz, tabiiy, aylanishli, doimiy, asta-sekin. Linking: first, then, as a result, eventually, meanwhile, in this stage, avval, keyin, natijada, oxir-oqibat, shu bilan bir vaqtda, shu bosqichda. Active verbs: water evaporates from the sea. Inson aralashuvi yo'q, shuning uchun aktiv tabiiyroq. Time closes when the clouds become heavy. Bosqichlar orasida vaqtni bildiradi. Participle clauses. Rising into the air, the vapor condenses. Gapni silliq bog'laydi. Passive. Water is known as precipitation. Termin yoki ta'rif berishda ishlatiladi. Destination. Unit 1. Tenses: present, past, present simple, hozirgi oddiy zamon qoidasi. Subject plus verb 1. SES for his it. Ish, odat, haqiqat yoki doimiy holat haqida gapirganda ishlatiladi. She works as a doctor in a private hospital. U xususiy shifoxonada shifokor bo'lib ishlaydi. Bu doimiy ish joyi, shuning uchun simple present ishlatilgan. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Suv 100 darajada qaynaydi. Bu ilmiy haqiqat. I usually get up at 6 a.m. Odatda ertalab 6da soat 6da turaman. Habitual action, odat bo'lgan ish. Grammar point. He, shall, she, it bilan yes qo'shiladi. He plays football. She watches TV. Common mistakes. She works in a bank. Mistake. She works in a bank. Correct. I'm knowing the answer. Mistake. I know the answer. Correct. Now state verb. Continuous bilan ishlatilmaydi. C1, C2 example. The university offers a range of postgraduate courses in data science. Universitet ma'lumotlar ilmi bo'yicha bir qator magistratura kurslarini taklif qiladi. Formal factual statement professional writingda juda tabiiy. Present continuous hozirgi davomiy zamon. Subject plus emissar plus verb ing. Gap hozirgi paytda yoki atrofida sodir bo'layotgan ish haqida bo'lsa ishlatiladi. Misollar: I'm studying for my IELTS exam these days. Shu kunlarda IELTS imtihoniga tayyorlanyapman. Hozirgi davrda davom etayotgan ish. She is staying with her cousin while her house is being renovated. Uyi ta'mirlanayotgan paytda qarindoshininkida yashayapti. Temporary situation, vaqtinchalik holat. You're always complaining. Har doim shikoyat qilaverasan. Bu negative habit. Continuous bilan emotional criticism ifodalaydi. State verbs bilan ishlamaydi. I'm knowing him. I know him. State verbs now like love, hate, believe, understand, seem, need, want, prefer. C1, C2 example. The company is currently facing severe financial difficulties. Kompaniya hozirda jiddiy moliyaviy muammolarga duch kelyapti. Currently facing formal writingda juda tabiiy collocation. Past simple o'tgan oddiy zamon qoidasi. Subject plus verbs to ed irregular form. O'tgan paytda sodir bo'lgan va tugagan ish. Misollar: I visited London last summer. O'tgan yozda Londonga bordim. She didn't go to the party yesterday. U kecha bazmga bormadi. Did you watch the movie last night? Kecha kechqurun filmni ko'rdingmi? Common mistake. I have seen him yesterday. Mistake. I saw him yesterday. Correct. Yesterday o'tgan zamon belgisidir. Present perfect bilan ishlatilmaydi. The C1, C2 example. The experiment revealed unexpected results. Tajriba kutilmagan natijalarni ko'rsatdi. Revealed. Formal academic verb. Past continuous o'tgan davomiy zamon. Qoidasi subject plus past verb plus verb ing. O'tgan paytda muayyan bir vaqtda davom etayotgan ishni ifodalaydi. Misollar: I was reading a book when you called. Sen qo'ng'iroq qilganingda men kitob o'qiyotgandim. Bitta ish davom etayotgan paytda boshqasi ro'y berdi. They were playing football at 6 p.m. yesterday. Ular kecha soat 6da futbol o'ynashayotgan edi. While I was studying, my brother was watching TV. Men o'qiyotgan paytimda ukam televizor ko'rayotgan edi. C1, C2 example. The team was performing remarkably well until the coach resigned. Murabbiy iste'fo berishdan oldin jamoa juda yaxshi o'ynayotgan edi. Was performing. Background action resigned. Sudden action. Used to would past habits. Qoidasi: used to o'tgan davrda muntazam bo'lgan hozir yo'q odatlar yoki holatlar uchun. Would faqat odatlar uchun. States emas. Misollar: I used to live in Andijan but now I live in Tashkent. Ilgari Andijonda yashardim, hozir esa Toshkentda yashayman. When we were kids, we would play outside until dark. Bolaligimizda qorong'i tushguncha ko'chada o'ynardik. Difference. Used to post state and action. Would only actions. I would now him when I was a child. Xato. I used to know him when I was a child. C1 C2 example. People used to believe the earth was flat. Odamlar ilgari yer tekis deb ishonishadi. Historical belief. Factual contrast. Summary table. Present simple. Subject plus verb 1 S. She works at a bank. Present continuous. Subject plus same as are plus verb ing. I'm studying for IELTS. Past simple subject plus verb 2. They visited wrong. Visited. Past continuous. Subject plus past verb plus ing and verb ing. I was reading when he called. Used to. Used to plus verb 1. I used to play football. Would plus verb 1. We would play together. Practice self-test. Unit 2. Present perfect, past perfect. Bu mavzu advanced writingda, especially IELTS writing task 1, task 2 time contrast, experience result va cause effectni aniq ifodalash tushunishi kerak. Present perfect simple qoidasi subject plus have has plus past participle verb 3. Hozirgi zamonga ta'sir qilayotgan o'tgan ish yoki tajriba haqida gapirganda ishlatiladi. Asosiy holatlar: recent actions with present result. Yaqinda sodir bo'lgan, lekin natijasi hozir seziladigan ish. I've just finished my homework. Hozirgina uy vazifamni tugatdim. Natija endi bo'shman. Alt style. The number of cars users has increased significantly in recent years. So'nggi yillarda avtomobil foydalanuvchilarining soni sezilarli darajada oshgan. Has increased. Present effect of past change. Life experience. No time mentioned. Qachonligini aytmasdan o'tgan tajriba haqida gapiradi. Example: I've been to France 3 times. Fransiyaga 3 marta borganman. Tajriba vaqt muhim emas. I've been to France last year. Xato. Vaqt bor. Last year past simple kerak. I went to France last year. Action continuing up to now. For yoki since bilan hozirgacha davom etayotgan ishni ifodalaydi. I've lived here for 10 years. 10 yildan beri shu yerda yashayman. Hali ham yashayman. Structure: have has plus verb 3 for since time period. Present perfect continuous qoidasi subject plus have has been plus verb ing. Ish bir necha vaqt davom etgan yoki hozirgacha davom etayotganini bildiradi. Asosiy ishlatilishi: duration of an activity, how long. Example: I've been studying English for 5 years. 5 yildan beri ingliz tilini o'rganyapman. Action started in the past still continues. Temporary or repeated action with evidence. Example: You've been working too hard lately. So'nggi paytlarda juda ko'p ishlayapsan. Evidence: tiredness, stress. Farqi: present perfect result: I've read the book finished. Present perfect continuous duration activity: I've been reading book, still reading. Past perfect simple qoidasi subject plus had plus verb 3. O'tgan paytda boshqa o'tgan ishdan oldinroq bo'lgan harakatni ifodalaydi. When I arrived, they had already left. Men kelganda ular allaqachon ketishgan edi. Ikki o'tgan ish: kelish, kechroq ketish, oldinroq. As example: before the new regulations were introduced, pollution levels had been rising steadily. Yangi qoidalar joriy etilishidan avval ifloslanish darajasi asta-sekin oshib borayotgan edi. Cause effect flow uchun writing tasviri juda tabiiy tuzilma. Past perfect continuous qoidasi subject plus had been plus verb ing. O'tgan davrda bir muddat davom etgan ish haqida gapirganda ishlatiladi, ayniqsa sababi yoki ta'siri ko'rsatilsa. She was tired because she had been working all day. U charchagan edi chunki butun kun ishlagan edi. Alt style: the population had been increasing rapidly before the economic crisis began. Iqtisodiy inqiroz boshlanishidan oldin aholining soni tez suratda ortib borayotgan edi. For since already yet still just. For davomiylik muddati: I've lived here for 5 years. Since boshlanish nuqtasi: I've lived here since 2019. Already allaqachon. I've already done it. Yet savol, inkor. Have you done it yet? Still hali ham positive. I still live there. Just hozirgina. I've just finished lunch. Contrast with past simple. Situation. Present perfect. No time mentioned. I went to Italy. Still true. I've lived here for 10 years. No longer true. I went to Italy last year. I lived there for 10 years. C2, C1, C2 level example. The government has implemented several reforms to stabilize the economy. Hukumat iqtisodiyotni barqarorlashtirish uchun bir nechta islohotlarni amalga oshirgan. Present action, present result. By the time we arrived, the conference had already started. Biz yetib borgunimizga qadar konferensiya allaqachon boshlangan edi. Researchers have been studying the effects of climate change for decades. Olimlar 10 yillardan beri iqlim o'zgarishining ta'sirini o'rganib kelishmoqda. He had been working at the company for 15 years before he was promoted. U lavozimga ko'tarilishidan oldin kompaniyada 15 yil ishlagan edi. Okay. Future forms kelajakda harakatlar, rejalashtirilgan voqealar taxminan va oldindan aytish, predictionslarni grammatik jihatdan to'g'ri va tabiiy ifodalash. Will shall kelajakdagi qaror, fikr yoki taxmin. Qoidasi subject plus will shall plus verb 1. Shall odatdan formal yoki British uslubda IV bilan ishlatiladi. Asosiy ishlatish holatlari instant decisions, hozir qaror qabul qilingan. I am thirsty, I will get some water. Chanqadim, suv olib kelaman. Gapirayotgan paytda qaror qabul qilindi. Promises, offers, requests. I will help you with your essay. Men senga inshongda yordam beraman. Will you pass me the salt, please? Iltimos tuzni uzatib yuborasizmi? Predictions, assumptions without evidence. I think it'll rain tomorrow. O'ylaymanki ertaga yomg'ir yog'adi. People will rely more on technology in the future. Kelajakda odamlar texnologiyaga ko'proq tayanishadi. Academic prediction style. Writing testi uchun ideal. Grammar notes will not want. Shall faqat IV bilan formal. We shall overcome this challenge. Biz bu sinovdan o'tamiz. C1, C2. The demand for electric vehicles will continue to grow as environmental awareness increases. Atrof muhit haqidagi ong oshgani sari elektr avtomobillariga talab oshishda davom etadi. Strong academic prediction testi uchun perfect. Be going to reja yoki dalilga asoslangan taxmin. Qoidasi subject plus emizar plus going to verb 1. Asosiy ishlatish holatlari plans or intentions. I'm going to visit my grandparents next week. Keyingi hafta buvimnikiga boraman. Rejalashtirilgan. Predictions based on evidence. Look at those clouds. It's going to rain. Ana o'sha bulutlarga qarang, yomg'ir yog'adi. Dalil bor. Evidence based prediction. Present continuous for future oldindan belgilangan reja. Subject plus emizar plus verb ing plus future time belgilangan jadvalga kiritilgan yoki shaxsiy rejalashtirilgan ish uchun ishlatiladi. They're flying to Dubai next month. Ular keyingi oy Dubayga uchishadi. The company is launching a new product line next quarter. Kompaniya keyingi chorakda yangi mahsulot turini ishga tushirmoqda. Future continuous will be verb plus verb ing kelajakdagi ma'lum vaqtda davom etayotgan ish. Subject plus will be plus verb ing kelajakda ma'lum bir paytda davom etayotgan ish yoki routine future event. This time tomorrow I'll be flying to Paris. Ertaga shu vaqtda Parijga uchayotgan bo'laman. Don't call me at 8 a.m. I'll be studying. Soat 8 telefon qilmang, men o'qiyotgan bo'laman. By 2030, more people will be working remotely than in traditional offices. 2030-yilgacha an'anaviy ofislarda ishlovchilarga qaraganda masofadan ishlovchilar ko'proq bo'ladi. Perfect academic prediction band 9 grammar range. Future perfect will have plus verb 3. Ma'lum vaqtgacha tugallangan ish. Subject plus will have plus verb 3 by plus future time. Kelajakdagi muayyan paytgacha bir ish tugallangan bo'ladi. By next year I'll have graduated from university. Keyingi yilgacha universitetni bitirgan bo'laman. By 20 2050, scientists will have developed advanced AI systems. 2050 yilgacha olimlar ilg'or sun'iy intellekt tizimlarini ishlab chiqishadi. By the end of the decade, most developing countries will have improved their education systems. 10 yillik oxiriga kelib ko'p rivojlanayotgan mamlakatlar ta'lim tizimini yaxshilagan bo'ladi. Formal academic statement, future projection with the evidence. Time clauses when, before, after, as soon as, until, by the time. Future bilan will ishlatilmaydi. Present form ishlatiladi. Example: I'll call you when I arrive. When I will arrive. Will start as soon as he finishes. By the time you get there, the shop will have closed. Advanced example: by the time the project begins, most of the funding will have been secured. Loyiha boshlanguniga qadar mablag'ning aksariyati ta'minlangan bo'ladi. Common mistakes: when I will arrive, I will call you. When I arrive, I will call you. Will you buy a car? I'm going to buy a car. By next year, I finish my studies. By next year, I will have finished my studies. Modal verbs: ability, permission, obligation. Ability qobiliyat, imkoniyat. Can hozirgi present qobiliyat yoki imkoniyat. Subject plus can plus verb 1. I can speak English fluently. Men ingliz tilida ravon gaplasha olaman. You can see the mountains from here. Bu yerdan tog'larni ko'rish mumkin. As speaking the can general type ability yoki skillni ifodalash uchun ishlatiladi. Speaking da ifodalanish. I can easily adapt to new environments. Men yangi muhitlarga tez moslasha olaman. Could o'tmishdagi past qobiliyat yoki polite request. Subject plus could plus verb 1. When I was a child, I could swim very well. Bolaligimda juda yaxshi suza olardim. Could you open the window, please? Derazani ochib yuborasizmi, iltimos? More polite than can you. Be able to har xil zamonlarda can o'rnida ishlatiladi. Subject plus be, am, are, was, were, will, be. Able to plus verb 1. I've never been able to solve that problem. Men hech qachon bu muammoni hal qila olmaganman. She'll be able to pass the IELTS if she studies hard. U astoydil o'qisa IELTSdan o'tadi. Academic writingda can o'rniga be able to ko'proq formal uslubda ishlatiladi. Modern technologies have made it possible for people to be able to work remotely from anywhere in the world. Zamonaviy texnologiyalar odamlar uchun dunyoning istalgan joydan masofadan ishlash imkonini yaratdi. Permission, ruxsat. Can, could, may. Modal can, oddiy, informal. Can I use your phone? Could, muloyim, polite. Could you leave early today? Could I leave? May, juda rasmiy, formal. May I come in? Alternatively, may eng mos formal variant. Governments may allow companies to import goods freely. Hukumatlar kompaniyalarga erkin import qilishga ruxsat berishi mumkin. Be allowed to. Kedning har xil zamon shakli. Students are not allowed to use phones during the exam. We will be allowed to travel without visas in the future. Writing tasvirda are allowed to, are not allowed to, policy, rule yoki restrictionni ifodalash uchun ishlatiladi. Obligation, majburiyat. Must, kuchli majburiyat, ichki ishonch yoki zarurat. Subject plus must plus verb 1. You must wear a seat belt. Xavfsizlik kamarini taqish kerak. Writingda must necessity yoki moral dutyni ifodalaydi. Have to, tashqi majburiyat, rule, law, situation. I have to work late tonight. Bugun kechgacha ishlashim kerak. Must, ichki, have to, tashqi sabab. Farq. Must have, ichki majburiyat. I must study hard. Qonun qoidalar. You have to wear uniform. Need to, don't need to, needn't. You need to practice every day. Har kuni mashq qilish kerak. You don't need to bring your passport. Pasport kirish shart emas. You needn't worry. Everything's fine. Writing task to the governments need to take urgent measures to combat climate change. Hukumatlar iqlim o'zgarishiga qarshi shoshilinch choralar ko'rishi kerak. Negative forms. Meaning structure. Example. Forbidden, not allowed. Mustn't plus verb 1. You mustn't smoke here. Not necessary. Don't have to. Needn't. You don't have to come if you're busy. Don't have to. Mustn't. Taqiqlangan, majbur emas. You mustn't park here. Bu yerda to'xtash mumkin emas. Majbur emas. You don't have to come. Kelsang ham, kelmasang ham bo'ladi. Else uchun foydali modal verb kombinatsiyalari. Expression. Should have to. Tavsiya. Have to, need to, zarurat. Must, kuchli majburiyat. Can, could, imkoniyat. May, might, ehtimol. Advanced example for bed 9. Governments should take immediate action to reduce pollution, as delaying further might cause irreversible damage to the environment. Deduction in the present, hozirgi zamonda taxmin qilish. Must 99%. Xo'p, ularda bilaman.